Indoor Bowls Championship. So far this week, we have had 2 finals on the blue rink and 2 trophies won in dramatic circumstances. The action has certainly kept this crowd on the edge of its seat.
No, he's drawing for the match.
Yeah, he's good.
Is he running?
I don't think he's up.
Hurry, Jace! Hurry! Hurry, Jace!
Oh,
hurry!
is he?
Hurry, Jace! Hurry!
Oh, he's
Jace!
there. My
Hurry,
goodness,
Jace!
is he there? He is there.
What a strike. Let's go again for Nicky. Well done to Claire and Nicky.
I've drawn him from 2 inches of the jack, and he's played a wonder bowl. And when Sonny plays a bowl like that, you raise your hands and say congratulations, because we thought we had it, but he's not world champion, well done to win for nothing.
Really thrilling action so far this week at Potters. More to come, no doubt. Today we have got 2 fascinating matchups for you live on BBC Two. In the open singles, the defending champion Nikki Brett against 71-year-old Scot Charles Bence. And then the defending champion in the ladies singles, Ellen Faulkner, takes on Janice Gower in the semi-finals here for the first time. Janice making it through to the last 4. And this is how the lineup looks for the second round so far. Nikki Brett and Charles Bence, of course, live today. Stuart Anderson has come through against Graham McKee. Elsewhere, David Gourlay still has to play Neil Furman. Other players confirmed in the quarterfinals: Greg Harlow, Jamie Chesney and Paul Foster. Meanwhile, Darren Burnett and Mervyn King, Les Gillett and Alex Marshall are still to play. BBC commentator David Corkill alongside me here on the rink. And Corky, first of all, let's just talk about those 2 finals that we've seen so far. Yesterday, I'd say perhaps as good a match I think I've ever seen here as Potters in the pairs.
Yes, I think I said that actually, Rishi, that it's the best pairs I've seen, I have to say. It had everything in it. It was drama all the way, right down to the end. And Paul was absolutely right in what he said. Yeah. If you lose to a bowl like Nikki played, then you just have to raise your hands and say, well done.
And hopefully we'll get more of it today, more excitement. Ellen Faulkner taking on Janice Gower. Ellen has won this title 3 times before. What can we expect from that matchup?
Well, it's going to be difficult in some ways, because defending champions, it's always hard to come back into your title again. But, you know, Janice has been here and practiced a lot. Ellen's CV is 3 pages long. It took me all night just to work out what to pick out of it. There's just so much information on it. And, of course, she's just back from New Zealand as well, where she's been very successful.
And, of course, the other match is Nikki Brett against Charles Bence. There was a time, of course, that people used to think, oh, bowls is a game for the elderly. But actually, Charles is actually one of the players who doesn't conform to the normal, because most of the players are younger, and he's actually a rarity these days, it seems.
Very much so. Certainly at this level, you know, most of the players are in their 20s, 30s, into their 40s, and that's at their key moment to win championships. But it's a great story, isn't it? You just go in, you enter, and you play, and suddenly he's going against the best in the world.
Indeed, that's fascinating. That's coming up live on BBC Two today. But we're going to show you a match that took place earlier today. The former world champion back in 2013, Stuart Anderson, was up against Graham McKee. Only 1 year separated these two, but the gulf in experience was much greater. 30-year-old McKee making his first appearance in the second round of Potters against 31-year-old Anderson, the champion in 2013. Anderson got off to a fast start. This runner in the first end gave him a triple as he raced into the early lead, taking the first 4 ends to build up a 7-shot advantage. McKee got on the board with wins in the next 3, but still went into the last end trailing by 4 shots. He was unable to conjure a miracle with his last, leaving Anderson to secure the first set 11-4. The qualifier from Bangor had seen off another world champion, Andy Thompson, in the first round, but a repeat was looking unlikely when Anderson made a full house in the third end of the second set. McKee failed to register another end, and Anderson sealed a comfortable win in the 7th with a 3-shotter. So the 9th seed is now through to the quarters, where he'll meet the winner of the Nikki Brett-Charles Bence match. So just to confirm that Stuart Anderson is one of 4 players in the quarterfinals so far, and he'll of course play the winner of this afternoon's match in the singles, Nicky Brett or Charles Spence. Meanwhile, Greg Harlow will face either David Goulet or Neil Furman. Jamie Chesney and Paul Foster will lock horns in the quarterfinals. Then the winner of the Darren Burnett Mervyn King match will play the winner of Les Gillett against Alex Marshall. But it's Nicky Brett against Charles Spence for us this afternoon. It does promise to be a cracking match. And we can catch up now with the man who is 71-year-old from Scotland, and he knocked out Mark Dawes in the first round, Charles Spence.
I was born in Motherwell on the 1st of June 1945. Childhood, I used to play football at school. I had an ankle injury. That was it done. I like to golf. I used to play golf. Played golf for a while, but since I had the heart attack 7 years ago, I've not played since. I played darts as well. Yes, I played darts when I was 20. I qualified for the New Zealand World Finals at Livingston. Went to the Scottish finals there, up on stage in front of 300 folk, and I blew it. I was too nervous. Nerves got the better of me. That's the best I've done at the darts. My mother was a villa. I started when I was 40. My dad played up till he was 90. He had an accident in the bowling green, and I said to him, I said, right, that's enough. I said, you're not playing, you can come and watch, but you're not playing again. So he stopped playing when he was 90, and he didn't take it up till he was about 70, 60 odds, before he started playing. Aye. Oh, I enjoy my bills. Potter, it's been a brilliant experience. Absolutely great. The crowd here has been absolutely perfect. Brilliant. The support I've had, even though when I was playing Mark, but the support I've had after I've come off, like say, even me being Scottish, all the English supporters have been well done, well built, everything. When he wins the next game, and they've kept asking me that. But as I say, I'm here for the retired folk now. I used to say it was an old man's game when I was younger, but now I'm the old man now, and it's you play the young ones, you play the old ones. It's good. It's really good fun. I've always said you'll always lose more than you'll win. So it's just, you have a good day, you have a bad day. It's just a sport. I've watched Nick for the last 3 or 4 years. Nick, Tatty, Paul Foster, Paxton, a lot of them. I've watched them all on the television. But to play against them is absolutely brilliant. But as I say, the pressure will be more on Nick than on me, because he'll not be wanting to get beat with a 71-year-old man. So there's more pressure on Nick than what's on me. I'm looking forward to playing it. It's an enjoyable game. If my nerves hang up, I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm not a defeatist. I'll give my 100%. It's my 4 bills against their 4 bills on the day. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose.
What a story. Started playing just about 3 decades ago, survived a heart attack 7 years ago, and here he is on the biggest stage in the sport of indoor bowls and up against the top player in the world, the #1 ranked player and the defending champion, Nicky Brett.
Loads of pressure on defending champion in the first game, and it showed, to be fair. Andrew played some really good stuff as well. Had to find a few big bowls throughout first and second set, but luckily just found enough at the right time. Over the last couple of years, I've just managed to find a way to win rather than find a way to lose, and that obviously makes a huge difference at important times in the set. Last ends, 8th end, when you have to add the last bowl to make a 2 to get yourself in striking distance, just to grab a draw out of a set which you probably haven't, really been part of. So yeah, just learn to find a way or hang on in when it hasn't been going your way. I know very little about Charlie. To be fair, he had a fantastic win in the first round, which I'm sure he's still on cloud 9 about. And I'm sure he's looking forward to his next game. But I don't know much about him at all. I'm going to pay him as much respect as I do anyone else on the tour and try and play as well as I can because he's earned the right to be there. Now you're sort of really into the thick of it. You've got to, you know, hit the ground and keep moving forward, really. Find some good bowls, follow the one. If he plays a good one, try and beat it quickly, so not let it build up against you. So, yeah, now's the time to try and step right into the tournament and get my A game going.
So will it be business as usual for the defending champion Nicky Brett, or will we witness perhaps the fairy tale story of the week and Charles Bence might emerge on top? It's time to get the action underway, so time to hand over to our MC, Richard Bear.
Thank you very much, Rishi. Well, first to a real character who, at the tender age of 71, is the oldest person ever to qualify for this event. So there's hope for you lot yet. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Charlie Bence. Well, this world #1 has proven time and time again what a formidable opponent he can be. The recently crowned mixed pairs match play and defending world indoor singles champion, the world #1, Nicky Brett.
29 years, the difference between these two players. I wonder what kind of matchup they'll provide on the blue rink this afternoon. To describe all the action for us, three-time former world singles champion Andy Thompson is alongside Corky in the commentary box.
Thanks, Rishi, and as everyone has said, what a story this is. I had a long chat with Charlie earlier today, and he's really looking forward to it. And I have to say, Andy, it's a dream, isn't it, really?
Oh, fantastic story. I mean, you know, he's up against world #1, live on television. This is going to be wonderful for Charlie. He's the big star today.
Track length 28.5 metres.
That's exactly the way he will treat it as well. As he said, he's got absolutely nothing to lose. '71. He's recovered well from the heart attack a few years ago to come back and play bowls at a competitive level. Nick Brett's played a lot of matches on the single rink. So it's going to be a fairly nervous end or two, I think, for Charlie until he sets into things. He prefers to be called Charlie rather than Charles. He says if his mother was alive, she's the only one that ever called him Charles. So.
Yes, I agree, David. He's just got to come out the traps fairly quickly because, as you say, Nicky Brett's been on this carpet quite a number of games already. Got to make sure he starts well with this Charlie. Doesn't want Nicky to get away.
And Nick is very much one of the players who will give Charlie full respect. I think most of them would anyway, to be truthful with you. It's very easy to say this is going to be a match where you can put the name down into the next round, but Nick doesn't treat things like that. He really doesn't. He just gets out there and he'll be looking to play a good game.
Oh, Charlie beat Mark Dawes in the previous round, so Nicky knows that he would have a lot of respect for Mark Dawes. And if Charlie was to beat him, then he's a good player. So what are you like with your third delivery, Charlie? Are you running?
Just under. Little bit of both. Ryan and Wakes. Well, Nick will be delighted with this start.
Yes, could be. Well, he's going for deep. He's happy with the 3 balls that are in the head. Position ball.
Yep, absolutely. Good one there. But Charles got one round the back now, Charlie.
3 red.
Maybe worth thinking about having a little go at this. Try and remove something. The hard draw shot.
Looks like he's sticking to the draw. That's a wise choice from Charlie. Why was the running this time?
I think he's better, Andy.
Well, biggest cheer of the day here if he trails this. Well played,
There
Charlie.
you go. Last ball of the end. Charlie Benz lifts the jack.
Final delivery,
One
3
shot,
down,
Charlie Benz.
perfect trail. Well played, Charlie Benz. You're on the board already.
You'd be delighted to get that. That's the key to it in many ways at this stage. You want to get that one shot on the board. Then you can relax a little bit.
Well, the players are allowed 30 minutes before they go on to the green, David, and I was watching Charlie practice and he was playing well, so that ball wasn't a fluke. He's been playing good.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
He was telling me that the young players back at Blantyre call him Chico. That's his nickname there. We'll stick to Charles. So for everybody that's watching back in his home club, he started the second end extremely well after a perfect goal in the first end. Yes, I'll just correct something from another match. We're saying that Stuart Anderson was from Auchinleck. Well, I really should know better than to believe everything that's on the profile, Andy.
I didn't. You
So
said that
it's-
this morning, did you?
Yep. So at Blantyre,
Yes.
of course, he's in, and
Same club as Charlie.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So that's that corrected. I got a couple of little messages about it. The moral of the story is: don't believe everything you read.
He's been there a few years now, has Stuart. We'll be looking at this game as well, looking to see who he's going to play in the next round. Well, that's two great opening balls from Charlie. Fantastic.
Two touchers. Wasting no time.
Well, he's very good at this shot. Tends to hit the target often. Great strike.
We'll go on the respot position. Plenty of room all round it. Just have to wait a second or two until they sort out the toucher in the ditch. And the jack to go back on again. Charlie was on the mat, ready to go.
Yes. I think he was saying, come on, get a move on. I want to get started.
Favour one green.
Well, Charlie's sticking to the forehand, playing across the rink. I think most players would probably be playing the backhand to this, but it's his choice. I'm sure he's practiced this.
Oh, this one will sweep away very early. Really need to be crossing the middle line about 3 metres, 4 metres before the jack.
Yeah, unusual for most players, isn't it, David? They would be playing the backhand. Well, that last ball was probably forcing Nicky into the forehand side.
Nicky's line will be different. Yeah, there's his dip across now, 3 metres before. I think you're aiming for it, crossing the centre line at that point. Charlie on the other side now, Andy. So he's got a chance to pick up the jack if he's a little bit heavy. Worth reaching.
Yes, rest the ball, pick up the jack. Well, he's looking at this one.
Oh, he's trying to encourage it forward. I'll tell you what, he's not far away. Oh, yes.
Oh, great stuff. 2 last balls as well. Well, Nicky's attacking this. Looks to be in the high side.
Yeah, see the ball in the ditch, run the ball off, return the jack. Good, another single.
One shot, Charlie Benz.
Set score 0-2 after 2 ends.
Well, there's many people feeling quite happy about Charlie being here, not least Andy, of course.
I'm waiting for the next sentence to come out.
Well, it's always good to know you're not the oldest in the tournament, isn't it?
I thought you might have made some reference to that. Yes, it's nice that somebody else is older than me.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
Charlie's definitely not in the twilight of his years if he's playing bowls in qualifying. I can tell you, those qualifiers are not easy.
No, I'm trying to think actually where he qualified from, David. Was it Falkirk, was it?
Falkirk, probably,
Yes.
but easy enough to check it. People travel around different qualifiers, don't necessarily have to, but we try to keep them within their own countries. So Nicky started off the first stands in this direction.
Yes, well, Charlie will certainly not be wanting to leave it to his last ball again.
Little white dot on the Nick Brett's ball. That indicates it's a toucher. If that ball goes into the ditch, it stays there, stays live. For all of our non-bowler viewers. If it goes into the ditch without touching the jack, it's taken away. Forms no further part in the end.
Two red. He's picked the pace up really well, has Nicky? Right away into his groove.
2.5 feet.
This has just got to run, Charlie. Look to be lacking that yard of pace. No, once again, going to have to play a big last ball.
The only problem is, Andy, there's a certain amount of good bowls in the locker, but you don't want to be dipping into it every end.
No, because you're going to fail eventually. There's going to be 2 or 3 down here. Well, this looks a bit heavy.
2 red.
Well, he's having a wee trot after this one.
Yes, he is.
Must like it.
He's going to get a nickname of last ball, Charlie, if he draws this one. Oh, he's drawn it again with his last ball.
Not only that, but it's well hidden on the backhand. Mark Dawes sitting at home thinking, well, Nick, welcome to my world.
Yes. Well, once again, it's the last ball, draws the shot. And as you say, David, it's tucked away there. This is difficult for Nick to get at.
Yep. Little runner down the forehand to try and get into the jack and move it. Not easy. He's in the area. Has he got enough?
Oh, good try.
Real good effort. Another single. Another last ball.
I think he's enjoying this, is Charlie.
He certainly is now.
Set score 0-3 after 3 ends.
I'm just not sure how long it's going to be, Andy, before I call him Charles Dance. So it's only a matter of time, it really is. But if he does win, well, it'll be a jig that'll go down that rink, I think.
Certainly will be.
Never mind a dance.
I'm sure all the people back in Blantyre will be watching this and enjoying every minute of it at the moment. Great start.
Once again, Nick putting good balls in.
Yes, playing steady.
Be very much aware of the fact that that's what he'll keep doing until there's a mistake somewhere. Trouble is, that's not always guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't think Nick will be pressing the panic button quite yet. But he's aware that he's in a game here. Good effort here from Charlie.
Yep, this is close.
It's a shot, well played.
No, he's waving it in. Good again. Wants the jack this time.
Oh, he's good. Well played.
Nick's played very few balls, and there's Gillett just up in the green seats.
Yeah, applauding that ball from Nicky Brett.
Left the door open for you there, Andy.
Well, Charlie, running after this one, you must like it.
Well, he's in the area again, but it just should slip under.
Good try.
What a tough audience. How far away is that?
Yes, that's about a foot away.
Less than a foot, about 8 inches away, and he barely got a murmur.
They're hard today.
Oh. Expectations are high.
And Nicky Brett's good again.
Yep. Squeeze in through the gap. Not sure if it's a number 2, but we'll find out very shortly.
2 red.
2 it is. Francis Fletcher just letting us know.
Yes, definitely 2. Well, Charlie, you're going to have to be reaching through this one, but again, there's no guarantee if he hits this target he's going to score. So, but he's 2 down, so can't be probably any worse off. Well, it's been the forehand, so that probably means it's just a draw.
1 down, got the ball away with 5 seconds to spare. This has to pull back quick. I tell you what, if he's up to his own ball, he's got a chance.
Well, he could promote this one.
Yep, that's what he's looking for.
Oh, well played.
He's done it again.
Come on, Charlie, this is ridiculous.
Nick's still smiling. He's had so many shots taken off him already in this match. The last ball.
I think Charlie looked up at the commentary box there. I think he's just absolutely loving this.
Nick's still smiling, saying, what on earth?
Well, Nicky Brett's played a good end, and he's still down.
A good end again.
Close.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get something this time.
Great strike.
There it goes. He's going to pick a 2 or 3 up. Really good ball by Nick. Really, really good ball.
3 shots, Nick Brett.
Oh, great strike. Both players enjoying this.
It's a very good ball by Nick to push that through.
It certainly was.
Set score 3-3 after 4 ends.
Nick would be thinking, I've done very little wrong, and I'm going to be 4-0 down.
Darren Burnett up in the players' lounge, and that's Billy Anderson just beside him, Stuart Anderson's father. And there's Stuart with his fiancée Claire. Billy, where's the biscuits?
Track length 27.5 metres.
Have they arrived yet? Yeah, Stuart Anderson waiting on the winner here, so looking at this game with a lot of interest.
Charlie was to win it. The whole of Blantyre will be down for that one.
Yes. Yeah, there'll be no seats available for them. Almost sold out here.
It's a good starter, both players. I can see something in there about half a yard away. Bit of a mixture between yards and metres, Andy. We can't help it. It's all the measurements are done in metres, just to be consistent with the Southern Hemisphere as well. But we still talk in yards, don't we?
Yes, we'll stick to the Imperial as you say. That's the way we've been brought up. The majority of the bowlers would always be dealing in feet and inches.
2 red.
I think if somebody says 15 centimetres, I think we're all struggling to work that one out, aren't we?
Wow. 6 inches, Andy. Oh, I just about made the decimal bit, I really did. But we'll stick to the inches of feet. That's close. Just needs to stop. He's going to drop. Yep.
What?
Or he's looking in expectation.
Is 10 inches short of jack high. Favour 1 green.
Favour 1 green. There you go.
Yes, good call as well. Definitely 1 green. Clear path and he's okay, Nick. He doesn't need to get blocked out. Yes, that's good.
That's a beauty. Right in front. Probably can't see the jack. 6 inches away, still beatable.
Gap is 8 inches.
But, good call by Dan Fletcher. He had a tricky couple of measures to look at, questions to be answered yesterday. He got them spot on. They were not easy.
No, again, that was a good call. It's probably only about half an inch in that, but it's a good call. Bit loose with this one, Charlie.
Well, you could say you were just waiting for the opportunity for Nick to pick up a count, but he had to force his way to get one the last bowl, but the last end, so Nick will be trying to add another, knowing full well how good Charlie is with his last bowl.
He's done so much damage, hasn't he? It's just a 1 down, but probably sticking to the backhand draw. I think he prefers the backhand side. Well, I think he's also looking at the gap here. He's looking to possibly run the ball out on the forehand. So a choice of shots here for Charlie.
Well, there's a front green one. It's not ideal. He could force his way through. Well, playing the back. This one, I think, is going a bit on the quick side.
Yeah, no last ball heroics from this end. Only 1 down. That's not a disaster.
Well, no doubt as far as we're concerned, and no doubt as far as the umpire's concerned. There you go.
Yeah, I think Charlie's saying to Nicky, you need glasses.
1 shot, Nick Brett.
I believe he did that to Nicky. He's telling the world #1 he needs glasses to look at measures. It's brilliant.
3 out of 5.
Quite right too. Nicky's normally quite good as well.
He is, but there was a big distance in that walk.
Well done, Charlie.
Oh, look, he'll take that all in good heart. He really will, but that is just brilliant.
Jack length 28 metres.
Well, it's very important. It's the biggest event in the indoor calendar. And I have to say, Charlie is just enjoying every minute of it.
He's having a ball.
Nick just needs to keep his concentration because he's a dangerous player, this man from Scotland.
Correction from Nicky, added a yard from the first delivery. Draws the winner. Oh, Charlie once again is on a very good line.
One red.
Yeah, both players are quick on the mat, David, not hanging about here.
Good to see. Nick
Yes.
Brett is particularly fast, I have to say.
Yeah, I think probably him and Paul Foster, if they were to play each other, it wouldn't take long. Both quick players. It's good to see them.
It's happened a few
One red.
times in recent years, and it's been quite difficult to even actually to cover them on the mat because they're so quick with the bowl at the other end. Barely has time to stop.
I think he's under the line with this one, Charlie.
It's quite a deliberate shot by Nick to go on the far side after the respot position. In case Charlie comes through at this, he's got back position, but still a draw.
I think so, David. Just be a backhand draw here for Charlie. But rightly so, Nicky puts the back ball in just in case he took a gamble. Just a draw. Needs to pass the short ball. No, looks to be under.
Yeah. Just wait, really. Another 2 feet, he'd have been
One
close.
shot, Nick Brett.
Brett lifts a single. 5 shots on the trot. Still,
Sets
6
score
ends,
5-3
5-3.
after 6 ends.
I think at the start of the game, I think Charlie would have taken that. Still in this game. Still a lot to play for here, last 3 ends.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
Charlie thought about a change of hand there, but sticking to his favoured backhand side.
Yes, he's been a bit on the narrow side with a couple of bowls in his backhand, so he's greened it well this time.
Yeah, he's on a perfect line. Just needs to run.
Waving it in. I knew it was close.
Gap is 5 inches.
It's the line once again for Charlie Benz. Is he running?
Well, Nick, giving it a chance this time. Narrower line, looking for at least second. Through the gap,
One
but a
green.
second ball.
I think that'll force Charlie surely onto his forehand. That last ball's going to block the path. Room
Charlie,
to draw
yeah,
on the
one green.
forehand side. Not a bad ball, that, in case Nicky goes looking for the jack. And Nicky running down. Doesn't want to use any timeouts, does he?
Well, he's still got 20 seconds.
I'm not using these timeouts. Well, he's on the inside road. He needs to have a lot of weight. Don't think he's running with this one.
Certainly not running enough. He doesn't want to turn the green one in. Oh my, that could be two.
2 green.
Yeah, that's a mistake at this stage in the game, Andy.
Yes, he was always under. There we see 2 shots. Big chance for Charlie to score a 3 here and take a lead with 2 ends to go. Well, his line is very good. Urging the ball up. Don't think he's running.
Well, no bad thing in some
2
respects.
shots, Charlie Benn.
Happy to take the double. Level the scores 5-all. 2 big last balls from Charlie here. He pinches the set against the world number 1.
7 ends.
Nick will be aware of that.
Yes, I think there'll be a time shortly when Nicky will be thinking, I'm not quite enjoying this as much as I should be, really. But yeah, good opening ball from Charlie here. A bit of pressure on Nicky.
Jack length 27 metres.
It's a yard shot, no real reason to change, but I think Charlie is changing to the forehand. I don't think that last ball of Nicky's was in the way, but happy on the forehand side is Charlie. Drawing the shot.
Could have come around that short ball, but venturing onto the forehand, one of the rare excursions onto this side. He needs help with this one.
Yeah, not running.
Oh dear, Nick, you are in trouble here.
Yes, Nicky realises that this is getting tough now, especially if Charlie puts this one on the top of the jack. Oh, I think he pulled that one. You knew right away he was under.
Well, he's holding up, I'll tell you that, but he might get the plant with his own ball. Oh, that's not going to help Nick, I can assure you.
No, and it's counting, actually. That's yes, 2 shots. Not an easy path in here for Nick.
Yes, he has to be confident to go out on the wide side, but he really needs this one in. His own ball's just dropped down. He's going to punch it in, certainly for second.
1 green. 1 green.
He's in trouble, and he knows it.
Yes, well, Charlie going back to the backhand. As I said earlier on, there's still room to draw this on the backhand side. He's thrown the ball out, so all about pace here. If pace is good, he'll score.
Well, just needs to stop. Yeah, just trucking through a little bit.
Good line.
Promotion of Nick's last ball, make it past to the green.
Yeah, a couple of chances on the forehand side. Draw the shot or push your own ball in.
Put himself in trouble with the first 2 deliveries, Nicky. I'm not sure this is going to get back in time.
No, he's not. Oh, Charlie Benz is going to take a one-shot advantage playing the last round. Who would have thought that?
I think that would have been a very interesting bet to take off a few people.
Set score 5-6.
I don't know what the odds were, but I'm sure Charlie was long odds to win this game.
He's still smiling. Not sure about this jack, that's why. Oh, it's dead on the
Jack
edge.
length 28 metres.
Goodness me. Is it Charlie's day?
Can't take the smile off Charlie's face here. 6-5 up against the world champion playing the last end of the first set. It's a great position to be in. What would he give for a front toucher now, wouldn't he?
Far away.
That's a good opener. Very good opener.
Charlie was telling me about his working life earlier, and he was just enthused about what he was been doing over the years. He did his apprenticeship as a coach trimmer for 5 years, and then moved into coach building and various other things that he managed to do over his lifespan. Fascinating.
Line's very good. Just your pace, Charlie.
1 red.
Well, Nick, need another one in. He certainly pushed this one out. Bit of work to do to get back inside the green one. Here it comes. Nick's waving at it.
Yeah, caught on the green ball. I think it's just a 1.
1 red.
Once again, I think Charlie's picked a good line, and he's running after this. I think he likes this.
Tell you what, Andy, he's very close to the shot.
Oh,
really
he's drawing
close.
this shot. Well played, Charlie.
Goodness me, that is very beautiful. And that's not easy to beat either. Because even on the front one on the hit.
The front one, yeah, exactly. As you say, David, the plant actually pushes the ball onto the jack, and Nicky Brett has got no back
One
balls.
green.
Well, at that angle, it's quite possible to go for the respot position. So, he's not going to draw this, is he?
Well, as I said, I don't think the drive is. He's getting a good result with the drive. Yeah, that's why he's playing the backhand. But I think it's just a draw. Yeah, just playing the draw. He's got to draw within 7 or 8 inches.
Thought he might have taken a risk just to open it up, give himself the last ball.
Oh, he's close.
He's played it. Oh, what a ball!
Brilliant ball. Brilliant ball, Nicky Brett.
All the pressure in the world on that one. We laugh at that.
Well, Charlie's
One
got a
red.
good shot. We've talked about the plant.
Nick has 4
The plant, he
timeouts
actually
remaining.
catches the red ball onto the green ball. The jack will move, and Charlie will be lying the set.
He just needs a yard of weight here. He's walking down. He's just smiling at everyone.
Timeout called.
Timeout as well.
Charlie has 4 timeouts remaining.
Now the concentration
Yes.
comes in. He knows this is important. If he gets this, well, it's monumental.
We'll see the plant in a minute, but yes, winding himself up for a big one here.
He's close.
He's got it. He's got it. Well, shot. Come on, this is ridiculous.
Clean as an absolute whistle. And John Foster's sitting there thinking, what is going on here? That was brilliant. I tell you what, that went down quick.
Yes, it did. Fantastic drive. Well, Nicky, you're going to have to repeat exactly the same ball as your third ball, or you're losing the opening set. A lot of pressure on this ball.
I wouldn't fancy this, and Nick's using the timeout. He doesn't do that very often, but last ball in this one.
Oh, Charlie, you're going to have to wait another 15 or 20 seconds to see if you've won the opening set, and Nicky doesn't like it.
He's not happy. He's not happy with that. It looks heavy to me.
It's too heavy. Opening set to
One
Charlie
shot,
Benz.
first, Charlie Benz.
What a story.
Oh,
Nick,
regardless of what
three-time
happens
after
now, David.
Oh,
This is fantastic.
certainly fantastic for us, Andy. Fantastic for the supporters of Charlie Benz. In terms of fantastic for the commentating on a match which is absolutely remarkable, as Darren Burnett watches this and says to himself, what is happening? Nick Brett. Dear, oh dear.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
And I think the thing is also, Andy, there hasn't been one fluke.
No, no. I mean, he's played a lot of big last balls in the first 2 or 3 ends, but I'd agree, Charlie has played really well. Yeah, it's been a good standard of bowling, really. Both players have played well.
Here he goes again.
Two-inch gap to your shot bowl.
2-inch gap. Could still keep the backhand, Charlie. Try to draw another. Oh, he's good here. Well played.
One green. One green.
Good ball from Nicky. I think that may set up the heavy ball now. I'd advise Charlie to get behind the jack because Nicky won't be short on it with his third delivery. Must be past Charlie.
Well, just needs to make the gap. It's good bowling, though.
Yes, very good gripping.
In anybody's language, that's tidy stuff. I could be tempted with this in the forehand, although I'm not sure if the angle's going to take his own bowl out. So, sticking to the draw.
I thought he might have had a run at that.
I have a feeling if he gets his own, and the green one's going to lock on the red one to the right of our picture. That's probably why.
Don't think he's running.
Yep, just into the group.
Well, 6 balls played. The furthest ball away is about 14, 15 inches, so that's good bowling, really. Passing the head with this ball. That's a good ball.
That's sensible.
Yeah.
Good balls, good tactics.
Yes. Crowd appreciate that as well. They knew he needed a bat ball.
And these matches aren't long enough, Andy, as you know, to bring in fatigue into it, really. You know, it's matches years ago used to be 3 hours long of heat and intense competition and pressure. Very hard to keep things going. These are pretty quick matches now.
Yeah, so that would obviously help Charlie, but he's only going to be out hour and a half maximum. But Nicky's short, so it was a bit dangerous. He was only one down. He played that a little bit cagey.
One shot, Charlie Banks.
Jack length 28 metres.
Yes, it's only the start of the second set, but there's no sign of Charlie losing the line and weight.
No, he's continually to play to a good high standard. Nicky Brett's in a game here, no question now.
Didn't look desperately happy with that ball when it left his hand, but it's coming up.
Yeah, it looks close.
You're slightly under the line, might make the gap. Close to the second.
Yeah, probably two.
One green and a measure.
Yeah, good call again. Well, still just a backhand draw for Nicky. Trying to beat his last ball, that would secure the shot.
Not sure he's going to reach this, Andy. The height's good, but
no, I don't think he's running.
Struggling for pace.
Well, I think there'll be a stage that Nicky will start to dawn on him what's happening here. And he will start to not enjoy this game if Charlie keeps playing well. Well, Charlie changing to the forehand. I don't think he really needed to, but he could still draw the shot on the forehand side. Played the backhand well.
I think he's looking at his own ball as the wing ball. Any touch on the jack on the forehand will guarantee another shot.
Yeah, that could be number three.
Oh yeah, that's good enough. This is not, I'd say even early on, it's not looking good for Nick Brett.
No, this is an awkward head all of a sudden. That last ball has stopped the backhand draw. Just in front of the jack, so this is awkward for Nicky. Yeah, playing his favoured forehand side. Well, it looks to be under.
He doesn't want to hit the green one.
It's the green one, and he could be losing the 4 here. Oh, that
Got
was
his
a
own.
result.
Oh, well, it's definitely taken one of them off.
Well, I think he's got away with that.
One
He's
shot,
only going to be
Charlie
one
Benz.
down. Yes, one to Charlie. He was lying free there.
Wow.
Set score 0-2 after 2
Big
ends.
result.
Charlie be thinking that could have been 4-0 ahead.
Exactly, very fortuitous.
World champion in trouble.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Well, that's what he needs.
Gap on the shot ball, 3.5 inches.
There's a few of these.
Now, Charlie has had the answer most of the time when Nick was lying 3s and 4s. He took a lot of shots off him in the first set, especially with the last ball. But you have to keep doing it. So eventually you're sort of thinking he's going to miss one.
Well, that's what Nicky will be hoping, really.
One red
Folks
measure on
enjoying
the
this anyway, albeit Nick is really going to have the game face on here.
Oh, he certainly has got the game face on. He's got serious now. Charlie just needs to keep the weight from on the previous delivery. Needs to run here.
No, he's not bad. It's just going to slide under. Yeah.
May have got second.
Nick would do well to drop one a foot short, block the way in. So that's where Charlie's doing all his damage on the draws, and he's only had to drive once, albeit 100% record. Once this just up.
No, he's not running.
Well, that's a mistake,
One
Andy,
red.
because even out on the draw line, just something to get in the way.
Yes, it's not in the way. Once again, Charlie's just got a clear run to the jack. No balls in the way on the backhand, so it's a backhand draw.
Well, the way this man can play, I'm really not. I wouldn't be happy about leaving that.
No, I think he'll fancy this, will Charlie? Well, he looks to be on a better line. He is very, very close.
No, I think he's drawn it.
Oh, he has. Well played, Charlie.
Well, that's what I was saying, even out in the way, Andy, just something to block the way in. Charlie's just too good with that last ball.
One green.
And once again, Nick Brett's in trouble.
Well, that last ball has been unbelievably good for Charlie. Nicky Brett just too high with this one.
Yep. Even with that weight, ball on the jack, I don't think was going to do him any favours. Charlie takes a single. He's 3-0 in front after 3. Started off a second set the way he did the first set. Well, shots one, you can see Charlie's dominating on that side. Ends one. Again, 9-3.
Yes, that's big, isn't it? 3 ends for the world champion only.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
I thought the jack was in the ditch there.
A couple of times he's done that. Just stopping on the edge. That's what I'm saying. I just wonder, is it Charlie's day?
Could be. Could be. I think Nicky's starting to get a little bit serious now. Knows that Charlie is absolutely revelling in this atmosphere and playing great balls.
Yeah. Decent start again. Oh my goodness, front toucher. Three or four of those, and all of a sudden it's totally different.
Well, Scottish supporters in the crowd there, absolutely loving it. I'm sure every Scotsman will be just really enjoying this afternoon so far. And the Blantyre Bowling Club, I bet there'll be no bowling going on at the moment. I'll be watching this.
We're watching this, and might be a drink of orange juice flowing.
Oh yes.
Very close.
Afternoon play suspended, I think, at Blantyre.
Gap is about 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches.
Oh, very unlucky. Very
One
unlucky.
red.
With no touch, he was getting the
Yes.
ball. Nick Down looking for the green ball. Touching the jack just to tidy it up. Doesn't want to bring it out in the open.
Unlucky, but very good ball, but unlucky.
Good ball, but it has brought that jack out. And this is definitely worth playing down at. Well, he's going to have a bit of weight on this, on that line. It'll dive very quickly.
His weight was good.
2 red.
Well, last ball, Charlie. Just about to step into the mat. It's just a forehand draw here. Pick up the jack. Just a draw. Charlie's looking at this ball, but it looks to be on the wide side.
Only just.
Good try.
Nick, keep the head down here. Try and draw another one. If he can draw a third, it'll follow the pattern of the first set.
Yes, and Nicky certainly won't want the pattern of the remainder of the set. Yeah, good line from Nicky. All about pace now.
Just not there. It's going to be a double.
2 shots, Nick Brett.
Still, he's on the card on the fourth end. Didn't think I'd be saying that too often.
Set score 2-3 after 4 ends.
I don't know whether, I think Nicky will be changing the length of the jack here. I think Charlie is really happy with the longest jack. I think I'd be going short.
Well, at least 25, 26.
Yeah, he's definitely shortened it, I think quite rightly so.
Yeah.
Try to put Charlie off his stride a little bit.
Jack length 26 metres.
Well, 3 metres beyond the minimum, 26. Well, Scotland's well known for having great success in bowls. It's arguably their most successful sport, Andy.
Yes, many famous bowlers. Obviously, we're all aware of the Marshalls and Fosters and Darren Burnett, Stuart Anderson, talented country, Willie Wood in the past.
Yep, Richard Corsie, so many of them. Bring back a lot of medals from various events and great success at world indoor level.
Well, maybe we're looking at a new world champion, Charlie Benz.
Here he comes. He's not failing, is he?
He's throwing the shot. Think of a good Scottish audience watching this one.
Many others, including Hugh Duff, and you know, they've had so many world champions from Scotland.
Well, Nicky quickly running at this head, very close. Oh, we got this.
Well, not the best result. He'd have probably been better without that touch.
Yeah, he was close. Just got the nick, moved the jack. He'll be happy. There's room to draw the shot now.
It's very rare we get two players from the same club. It's Stuart Anderson watching this match. He will know Charlie, obviously, and realise that he is a very good player.
Yeah.
At 71 years of age, he's a new name to us.
Yes, we haven't seen Charlie about, but he's played the sport for many years. And just loving this limelight. Just shot down.
Well, I think he's going to make it okay. I wasn't sure if he was going to make the full distance, just a little bit short, but choices for Charlie to draw this or drive it out. We know he can drive and drive very accurately, so the drive out's worth it. There's the Langham Glass trophy. I'll tell you what, Nick will not be looking at that too much at the moment.
Charlie sticking to the draw. Yeah, looks to be under. Needs a help here. He's well under. Not got enough weight.
Just needed one more roll. That would have been very costly. I think it's just a single.
One shot, Nick Brett.
If you miss a shot, it's very unlucky if you push another ball in for an extra. So you never want that to happen to any player.
3-3 after 5 ends.
3-3. No guarantee who's going to win this set. Stuart Anderson, fiancée Claire, just sitting watching and thinking to himself, what is going on?
Stuart will be saying there's my Blantyre colleague there.
Track length 28 metres.
Come on, Charlie, I want to play you in the next round. And Nicky's got himself back into this set though.
Well, just to let our viewers know, in Scotland we will be leaving you fairly shortly for Politics Scotland for an hour, but we'll let you know when it's then time to push the red button and keep with us for this intriguing match. But in a few minutes, I'll let you know.
Sorry, Charlie. 10-inch gap. One red.
Well, it's a good position for Nick, conscious of the fact that the jack can be turned around the corner. He can lose a 2. So a slightly wider line with this. Now you have to have the extra weight to carry it. Needs to hurry, wants to be in front of the jack. He doesn't want to frame it. That's good. Really good bowling. 2 balls from goal, Andy, but you can't do much better than that.
No, it's good bowling from Nick. Well, we did see a big drive from Charlie in the first set. I think we'll see exactly the same. Yes, I think he's winding himself up for the drive.
Oh, he let that one go a little bit early.
Yeah, a little bit wild with that one.
Yeah. You could see it out of the hand. He got the first one away nice and clean, but that one just bumped its way down a bit. So, Nick, you have to think about this, because even the back position, I'm not sure that's really a lot of benefit to him.
It's hard to say, David. I mean, that may just go out. I don't think he'll be going near the head this time. I think this will be round the back.
If he goes round the back, it'll be to cover the respots. Tell you what, Andy, it looks like to me he's going to try and get another one.
Well, yes, I think he is. He could just make this head even bigger.
Well, as we approach the end of the 6th,
3 red.
And I'll just let you know that our BBC Two viewers and bowls in Scotland, please move over to the red button as we make room for Politics Scotland for an hour. So we'll be leaving you in about a minute or so as we see Charlie's last ball coming down.
Well, that's got to be a strike again, David. Hit the target, he's at least 3 down. Can't be any worse off.
Somebody saying shh in the crowd just to let Charlie. This is an important ball. He's changing onto the forehand, a wider target on the forehand. Oh, he's pulled it.
Yeah, it was across the body. Too fast. Across the body. I lost control of the ball, really.
Yeah, he did.
Too anxious with his 2 drives there, Charlie. Nicky Brett looking good now for the 2nd set.
Well, 6-3, 3 ends to go. Still all there. 3 singles to do. Charlie gets him into the quarter-finals. So
Charlie has 3
the
timeouts
man from
remaining.
Blantyre is not too far away from the biggest upsetting balls that I can remember.
I'd agree.
Charlie has 27.5 metres.
So Nick Brett with a 3-shot cushion with 3 ends to go. The world #1 still under severe pressure.
Yes, as you say, David, Charlie only needs 3 shots over the final 3 ends, so Nicky's shaking his head there. He knows he's in the game here. Charlie really has got the advantage, thinking, well, even if I drop this set, we've got a tie break.
One red.
Correction made. Just don't think it's close enough, though. Tell you what though, Andy, I think if Charlie's looking for a new set of balls for next year, he'll have no problems getting a set.
No, sponsors will be queuing up. The restart. Yes, that's very good from Nicky. That's going to make this awkward for Charlie.
2 inches short of Jack High.
That makes it awkward. And the ball's fallen, actually.
That's a lot safer and
5
much more
inches there.
secure now for Nick Brett.
He's on a good line.
Oh, I tell you what, Andy, he's giving this a go.
He's very close.
Is he ever? That drops off that, he gets a
he's
shot.
got it. I think he's got it. Well played, Charlie. Changes to the forehand, draws the perfect shot.
Unbelievable ball there. Nick just looking to play the same and try and tap it to move the jack out.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to play. Touch the ball, he'd probably score, but he's not running.
Here's the line, but has he pushed it?
Don't think so.
Nope, he hasn't. Not far, but he's going to lose the shot here, and this would be a good time to walk away.
100%, David. Charlie, don't even throw this one. No. Yes, quite rightly so. Bringing the ball down. Still enjoying it. Time here with the audience.
Well, he's a delightful man to chat to. There's
One
no
shot,
doubt
Charlie
about that.
Ben.
It's just a real character. And,
Set score 6-4 after 7
he's
ends.
definitely enjoying life. There's no doubt about that.
Well, 2 more singles for Charlie. Get himself into the quarter-final.
As I said. From the last end, 3 singles does it, and he does an awful lot of damage with that last ball, Andy. He really does.
Certainly does.
You know, it was the 3rd ball on that occasion, but it ended up being the last ball of his end.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Good weight starter.
3.5 feet.
David Gurley relaxing, bit of music on. Not sure if it is actually that, to be honest with you. It might be a Dow Jones or something.
No, I think it is music. I did ask him the other
you
day.
sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Never know with David.
No. He's looking forward to his game plans, Neil Furman, but in the meantime, Charlie draws the shot.
It's always going to be difficult for any champion to come in, defend his title. The extra pressure of playing a qualifier. Oh, good ball. Good ball to get that back again. It's still wide open though.
Yeah, well played, yes. I think this.
1 red.
I think at the start of the game, I think Nicky was probably enjoying it, but it probably dawns on him now that the way Charlie's playing, he could be knocking me out, and that would be a pleasant experience for Nicky. Well, Charlie likes this one. Will he bend?
Don't think he's going to get back in time. Force Nick back onto the backhand, I would have thought. There's a certain amount of danger on the backhand. If he hits the back end of the green one, it will drop out, or sorry, drop in towards the jack. He needs the inside of it to drop it out for 2. Has to be careful here.
Yeah, he can give a shot away.
He can. He's going to get the snick.
Oh, he's giving it away.
Nick, I'm trying to say that was a dangerous shot, Andy.
Yes, it was.
On green.
Oh, Nicky will be kicking himself. As you said, David, there was danger by slicing the jack. He's given the shot away. No, not happy.
There's been very, very little good luck, bad luck in this match. It's all been good bowling.
Yes, you better be quick there. Yeah, he had 4 seconds to spare the Charlie with that last ball. I think that's probably why he's rushed the ball. Yeah, I think he was looking at that shot clock before he played that one.
I think Nick will drive this. Really do. If he gets the ball onto the jack, it's not going to be good because that back ball stayed on, but if he gets it clean, it's worth a double. That would almost secure the set, but you can't afford to lose a 3 shots here.
Well, he's playing the forehand, David. I think, as you say, he's going for this. This could go wrong. Perfect.
Oh, goodness me, what a ball. That was brilliant.
Yeah, could have went wrong. Big element of danger, but he picks the ball perfectly. Scores a 2.
2 shots, Nick Brett.
And almost certainly secures the second set.
Set score 8-4 after 8 ends.
Well, shot of the day for me, that one. Absolutely fantastic. No margin of error, Andy.
No, as we could see, the ball onto the jack was a disaster. Clips the ball, perfect strike. Yes, I think
28.5 metres.
Exactly, like a big blow of the cheeks there, and understandable as well.
Such a big shot that you're able to call on all the time. If you have that, know that you've got so much confidence in playing a forehand runner, knowing that you hit the target, 9 out of 10, it must be such a big advantage to be able to do that.
Well, David Gurley did it for many, many years, as you know, and Greg Harlow, in his forehand in particular, saves an awful lot of matches with that running ball of his.
Yeah, I think Nicky's probably as accurate as anybody, I would say, really.
He is indeed.
Well, Charlie, you need to score a 4.
It's the right place to begin with.
Yes, yeah, can't fault him in that. Charlie's just got to make sure that he's... Oh, I don't know if he's running at this. Oh, if this ball goes off the green, that's the end of the set. And I think this is going off the green, and I think that'll be it.
Two shots, second set, Nick Brett.
Yes.
Match
All
tie break.
over.
Just dropped in. Charlie probably reckoned that, why leave it?
Yes, yeah. Fair play, Charlie. But it's a tie break to get into the quarter-final.
What's interesting about this, Andy, is whenever you look at the scoreline and somebody says, oh, 10-4 for Nick after 9 ends in the second set, that was comfortable. Now he was one ball away from being in a heap of trouble.
Exactly. Yeah, I think Nick has played well enough to probably deserve a tie-break. But as we know, tie-breaks are sometimes a toss of the coin. Just needs one good ball.
That's all. No, I think Nick more than deserves it, simply on the basis that for Charlie to play so many big last balls, he must have been in a lot of trouble.
Jack length 25.5 metres.
And Nick was doing just that. He was putting him in trouble. And having said that, my goodness me, both players have been playing well in this match.
A slightly different tactic here from Charlie. He's brought the mat up the green, 25.5, so that's a short length.
Can't narrow it though.
I'm not quite sure why he did that. He's actually been playing a longish length quite well.
He's narrowed the line, and when you shorten the jack, that's quite often the case in normal club bowls, but it's not the case on the portable rink. You still have to push the ball out wide, let it come back. So Nick taking advantage, still not that close, but good starter. Well, he's made adjustments with this one.
Yes, he's got chances here.
Has he got the gap?
Yeah, well,
well, give it a chance. Resting up to the bowl or turn the jack. Nothing for short. A tie break. 3 ends. Doesn't matter about accumulated shots. Just win the end.
Well, Charlie, I think if I was you, I'd be trying to run this jack into the ditch. As you say, David, it doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, 3 or 4 here. Just go for the jack here, I think, on the backhand. Close.
Yep. Oh, he's unlucky. Goodness me, that was close. An inch or two away. Nick Brett will be tapping his chest on that one.
That was close, that drive.
He certainly got that one away better and very accurate.
There we see the drive. That's very close. Just next the ball.
Trouble is, Nicky Brett needs another one in here because that ball could disappear. Same time, back ball would be useful.
Yeah, you can't cover everything.
It's very narrow.
Oh, he's slapping the thigh. He knows that this is really not doing anything unless he blocks Charlie out.
Oh, I don't think so. Charlie's waving that one away, and oh, that's a nervy one, isn't it?
Yes,
you know, anything behind was useful.
Well, same ball again, Charlie. Jack's got to go into the ditch with the ball.
The angle's good for
Timeout call.
Because he'll crunch a jack, and
timeouts remaining.
then Charlie's ball will hit the other ball and follow it in. So the angle's perfect. He's making sure he's getting a lot of oxygen in, isn't he?
Taking his time.
Well, he's just right. If he gets this right, he'll end up in the ditch and he'll be very close to it.
Oh, I think he's under.
Unless he's fortunate. Not this time.
First end, Nick Brett.
And Nicky had to have a side toucher to win that end. But tactically, Charlie played it exactly right.
Yes, wasn't far away, especially with the third ball. That was the close one. Final delivery just slightly pulled the ball across the body, but still in with a chance here, Charlie. Only 1-0 down. Just needs to win the last 2 ends.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Livy Sports got its hub for world level events. This is the indoor bowls hub at Potter's Leisure Resort, and Crown Green has got the Waterloo.
Yes, this is the biggest occasion for us, David, as an indoor sport. And long may it continue.
Outdoor many years ago used to be Worthing.
Yes, now at Leamington. National finals.
Northfield, Scotland, and of course they'll be coming over to the outdoor at Belmont. It's in Northern Ireland this summer. Trying again. Just needs to stay in front. It's still available. He's done a lot of damage in his backhand, Charlie.
Yes, he's played it well. Needs one good ball here. Oh, the line is good. How's the pace, Charlie?
Nick looking to get behind the jack with this one. Not even attempting to try and pull it round the corner. He's just going deep.
Yeah, fair call, but I think it's just a draw for Charlie, really. I don't think he should be running at this jack. Just a draw.
Thing is, he's playing his backhand so well, and you fully expect him to draw it with one of the two balls.
Yes. Well, I would say this one looks closest. This looks very close to drawing the shot here. I think he's drawn the winner.
Yeah.
He's drawn it. Well played, Charlie.
Just what we thought would happen. He's just played his backhand too well to leave it. And Nick Brett's in trouble again. Goodness me. And we thought the pairs was exciting.
Timeout call. Nick has 3 timeouts remaining.
Interesting shot here for Nick because he has to reach it. There's no choice.
Yeah, it's backhand. Don't know if he might just try to draw this. I think the backhand runner is quite a difficult shot. Not many people tend to get this.
No, I think he'll just draw it. Is that up?
He's under. He's definitely under with this one.
Something not right about it. Nick knows it.
Yep, it's 1-1.
Yeah. It didn't look right out of the hand.
Second end, Charlie Benz.
He was short and narrow, and Charlie Benz has taken the world #1 and defending champion all the way to the third end in the tiebreak. And again, he's doing it with good balls.
Yes, he is. I mean, Nick left him to draw the shot in the backhand, and he played it.
I'm sure I would have, Andy, to be honest with you, because you know he's just drawing too well.
Yes, he is. Well, Charlie, you brought them up the last time. I don't think that was a good tactic. I think this match should be back and play a fuller length. I think that's where you've played better balls. I think he's gone probably a 27, 28 metre with this one. That's where you're playing better.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Well, we've got a good view here, David. I mean, everyone is gathering around. We've got all the press people. Everyone here is waiting for the biggest story that we've had in many years.
What do we call this? The vulture's nest?
Yes, they're all gathering.
They all gather just to see what happens.
Every single Bulls person's watching this at the moment. Do we have the biggest story in a long time?
Again, Nick's doing everything right. He's played very well today.
Nick has played well.
Charlie's he's doing so much damage with one ball in particular, but on a few occasions it's been more than that.
Nick will be aware of that. He needs one very good ball here, Charlie, to get himself into the quarter-final. This needs to stop.
It was 10 singles that Charlie scored in this match and 1 double.
Yes, 1 ball. Well, 2 loose openers there from Charlie, but you could understand that.
Well, the rules change again on the third end of the tie-break. They can destroy the end, but you have to nominate it first. Nominate as often as you wish, but you're only allowed to destroy it once, and it's replayed in the same direction. Nick's
Last
shaking his
ball
head
is 10
there.
inches past Jack high. Nick's first is 14 inches.
He knows that's just not close enough. I just wonder, is Charlie thinking about... He couldn't think about running the balls, could he? He must be drawing.
No, it's got to be a draw. It's got to be a draw. No point in running at the balls here. It's changing to the forehand. And he likes it. He's already signalled to the audience, this is the shot going in. That's confidence for you.
Is he getting back? He is.
He's drawn the shot.
Oh, my goodness me.
He's already signalled to the audience, I've drawn the shot.
Did he really signal that, Andy? I didn't see it from here. You're standing up and looking out the window, but I'm watching the monitors.
Well done, Charlie. Close, but still shot to Nicky Brett.
He needs to be up. He really needs to be up. Well,
2 red.
2 red. But it's actually in a good place, although Charlie's been doing a lot of damage in the backhand too.
Yes, it's just still just a draw.
Nick's shaking his head. I can't blame him. He's just shaking his head. Going for it. Oh, he's under.
He's under.
He's under. It's gone.
Unlucky.
Oh, Charlie Benz. What an effort. What an effort. And look at that. He walks down. Big smile on his face, clapping his hands. Nick Brett has been tested right to the last ball in this match. But What a man, what a player. And a standing ovation for the 71-year-old from Blantyre. And so it should be.
Absolutely. Start of the day, absolutely, Charlie Benz. But full credit to Nicky Brett. That was hard, and he dug deep there. Good game, good win.
That was as difficult as Nick Brett will ever want it to be, I can tell you. And it just proves what can be done in our wonderful sport of bowls. We can go into the qualifiers, you play through, you win your matches. You come to play the best in the world, and you do play the best in the world, and you test them right to the last moment. And Nicky Brett, well, I have to say, he was played very, very well in that match. Very disciplined, but also he enjoyed it immensely. But just over the line, 2-1 in tie break, Nick Brett through to the quarter-final. Well, Charlie Benz arrived in with just one thing in mind, and that was to enjoy himself. And my goodness me, did he ever. Started off with 3 singles and then showed that he can play the running ball, took that out, cleans the whistle to win the first set. And saved shot after shot with his last ball. Beautiful draws, nothing lucky at all. Really good quality stuff as Nick Brett piled under pressure. But he had to come up with the big ones as well to push the ball out for 2. That was the 8th end. And Charlie just missed with his last delivery to take the red balls out. And Nick saying, wave to the crowd, big hug. But what a fantastic match for Charlie Benz. Look at that, ends won. He won more ends than the world #1. Total shots scored was just in favour of Nick. Touchers in favour of Charlie Benz. You don't see that too often against Nick Brett. But my goodness me, he's done Scotland proud. He really has, and Blantyre will be having a party in his name.
And they're able to share a laugh after that fantastic match, which had the audience on their feet, and rightly so. We are going to talk to, and no offence, Nicky, but the star of the day. Charlie Benz, 71 years old. Can I just ask what you're feeling right now?
Amazing. It's great to play against the world #1. Ah, brilliant. I enjoyed the game.
You had
the best.
You had him on the ropes. You got very close. Most importantly, you played brilliantly today.
Yeah, it's the best I've played for a while. Yeah. I put my practice into the game today, and I played well. I had to put Nicky under pressure.
As you can imagine, in the media, we always try and build things up to hype it a little bit. And we certainly did for this match. And we thought that the pressure of playing on television, playing on the lights, the big crowd here, might perhaps have a negative effect. But you seemed to take to it like a duck to water.
Well, I wasn't nervous at first. Yeah, at the beginning. Once I settled in and me and Nicky started talking away, playing away, it was all right. I got fine.
Did you ever think you would win it at any point during the match? Did you think, yeah, I think I might get home here?
I thought I'd get him. I thought I had him. I did. I thought I had him. It was just great playing against him. He's brilliant.
He was brilliant. He had to be brilliant to get over the line. The atmosphere between the two of you, the sportsmanship between the two of you was also fantastic.
Charlie was fantastic. Great on the green. I learned some new words as well, girling or whatever that is. Unbelievable. He was killing me every end. On the green as well.
Some wonderful moments between the two of you. What was happening here?
I've just had my eyes tested and he's telling me I need to do it again.
Did you feel nervous playing against Charlie today?
I wish I could swear, but... very terrified, to be honest. He played fantastic. And I played some good bowls early on, and he was killing me. I was like 3-4-0 down both sets. What am I going to do here? Unbelievable, unbelievable. There was lots of pressure in there for me, finding a couple of good ones. Every time I found one, he beat it. I thought, oh.
Nicky, you're the #1 player in the world. You're the defending champion. Have you experienced anything like this match in your lifetime?
No.
Why was it so different?
I don't know, really. Charlie, he probably had nothing to lose, and he played great, to be honest. You know, he just played fantastic, and I didn't know what to expect, and I still don't.
Charlie, you come back next year?
Hopefully. Still to qualify yet. I was going to qualify again.
Make sure you do, because we would love to see something like that once again. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Bent and Nicky Brett, fantastic. Nicky, congratulations. What a match we have just seen here at Potters. Just confirm the result and the fact that Nicky Brett is through to the quarterfinals, and he has joined the likes of Stuart Anderson, Greg Harlow, Jamie Chesney and Paul Foster in the last 8. Of course, David Gourlay still has to play Neil Furman, Darren Burnett against Mervyn King and Les Gillett up against Alex Marshall.
And Janice takes on one of the game's most respected players, the 2010 Commonwealth Games gold medalist, 3 times and defending Ladies World Match Play champion, ladies and gentlemen, Ellen Faulkner.
Ellen Faulkner about to take on Janice Gow in the first ladies singles semi-finals of this year's competition. But Potters still buzzing after Nikki Brett and Charlie Bentz's match in the second round. Let's head up to the commentary box. David Corkill and Karen Murphy are there for us.
Thanks, Rishi. It's always hard to come on after a match like that. A standing ovation for Charlie Bentz, and rightly so. But you'll find that the auditorium will fill up very quick for this one. Ellen Faulkner, I think it's fair to say, Karen, she's a firm favourite, but she's also a favourite of the crowd.
Oh, definitely, David. I think, you know, this is going to be a real battle on her hands here, and whoever gets off to a good start, I think, will be in good stead for this match.
Start by Ellen. I haven't had the opportunity to watch her practice, but I know she's been spending some time on the rink. Janice Gow has been playing a lot on the rink, taking every opportunity when it was there for time to get as many balls down as possible. I think the more time you spend, the better. It's just a matter of getting used to the line and weight of every different timing and session that you can. Rink has a tendency to change very slightly because the crowd move out and the doors open, and then they start coming back in again. So the first half hour, things move around a lot. They really do. It can be quite disturbing, but a very good start. Ellen Faulkner, first 2 balls. So in the meantime, Karen, you've been down in London for a couple of days.
Yes, Corky, we went and saw the sights of London again, and took our little mate with us, little Ellen Ryan rather, who's playing in the under-25 event at Potters here. So she was very excited to see Buckingham Palace, etc.
So you were doing the guide bit.
I was.
Been there many times, I'm sure.
2 inches short of Jack.
Yes, Ellen Ryan. Be interesting to see how she goes. She's a good player.
She's a very good young player in our Australian squad back home, and look, she's got nothing to lose against these young fellas.
I got a message from one of her ex-coaches, Sharon Renshaw, wishing her all the best. Oh, look at this. Wow.
1 red and a measure.
No nerves in this first end. Faulkner's profile is always interesting, like your own. It was running to about 3 pages, so I just had to pluck out some of the highlights, but it was very difficult, I have to say. There's a lot of stuff in there, and not easy. Good game against Claire Johnson the first round. Claire, of course, won the mixed pairs and well-established international player.
2 feet.
7-all, 7-3. Janice Gow beat a very young Katie Smith here for the first time. They all ran through to a tie break. It was a wonderful performance by young Katie. Looks like it's just trucking through. Right. Having a look to see whether it's 1 or 2.
was a very good opening head from the girls for the first end. No nerves around.
It's very close. A favour for your green, but it's very close. Umpire. 1 red, measure for second.
Calipers out. Try and sort this out. Good first end. Always a bit nervy, of course, but some very good balls played. Touchers all around. Always like to see the calipers come out very accurate. Looks like green to me.
1 shot, Ellen Faulkner.
So, good crowd as normal. Obviously there's been a few people who have taken a bit of a comfort break and maybe a cup of coffee or a cup of tea.
Jack length 28 metres, 28.
They'll make their way in, and that might just disturb the players, but won't take long. Always a difficult time over at your home country, Karen, at this stage. It's a packed calendar, isn't it? Especially after the World Championships and, of course, your own personal success there, which I've congratulated you on many occasions just to get a hug, and winning the World Singles.
Yes, thank you very much. As you say, there wasn't much of a break, I suppose, maybe 3 weeks over Christmas where just didn't pick up a bowl for a little time there and headed straight over to the UK. Actually, I didn't really practice at all on the carpet over Christmas.
Well, to be honest with you, I can't blame you. I really can't. And it is different on the portable rink as well. Characteristics are different, and swinging bowls really essential. So it's a change of everything in many ways, and a lot of people feel it's just arrive here and put the work in while you're here.
That's right. I mean, I can't really replicate the portable rink at home. My nearest club is Warilla Bowling Club down on the south coast of New South Wales, and sometimes I have gone down there and just rolled the arm over just to get a bit of rhythm, but until you get over here, it's nothing really like it.
Small field for this, but quality's well up there. Players arriving in a quarter-final stage, and
2 red.
Catherine Redknapp played very well in her first round match. Past Rebecca Field, and you just lost out in the last bowl, which was, I must admit, I couldn't see it happening, but obviously you were closer to the action, and it was explained later to many of us that the angle was there to take the 2 bowls out. And
yeah, there was Amy played a very good bowl to get both the bowls out, but covering the spot, you know, I thought there was more chance of jack movement than the bowls clean.
1 green,
so,
last bowl. 18 inches.
It's always very hard to know sometimes in that situation, isn't it? You're left between 2 shots. You've only got the 1 ball as Ellen plays the forehand, just trying to drop into this. The shot's against her at the moment. Needs a little tap on her own ball.
She's close to her own bowl here.
Jack is a bonus. Well, that might help. I think it's just the 1.
1 red.
Well, it was a tempting opportunity there to run the ball on Jack.
It's a very tough shot to try and draw this for Janice.
good effort, but really the percentages were against it. I think you'd have been rocking down then into that.
One shot,
Ball out or
Alan
ball
Faulkner.
on the jack.
Set score 2-0 after 2
All
ends.
personal choice, of course.
Jack length 28.5 metres, 28.5.
Not a bad opening bowl there from Alan Faulkner. A couple of feet short, but nailed the line.
Well, Ellen out on the forehand. Big swinging hand. Comes all the way back. Oh, we always look at profiles and what people say in them, and it's all very interesting at times, but I don't think we'll see Ellen using any other bowls than Aero.
I don't think so, no.
Been a good mix of Aero Drakes and Taylors and Henselite in the last 2 weeks, but I have to say, when you're chief executive of Aero Bowlers in the UK, it pretty much binds you into that.
2 green. 4 inches short of jack high.
There has been a good mix of different manufacturers, which is healthy, I think.
Yes, no one really dominates anymore. It's maybe many years ago it was the case for other things, but certainly from our point of view, it's good to see that sort of competition in there and so many good quality balls being played. Ellen works with her husband Chris on that.
4 inches short of jack high.
Janice has got as her occupation bowls professional. Line well here. One shot, this one should be just coming inside on the backhand, trying to make it at least to the red ball, not quite up.
1 green.
Well, I don't think Ellen will be short to this Corky. I think she'll be up and at him. Jack back's good for Ellen Faulkner.
Certainly worth reaching through it. Well, very controlled. Just trying to draw it off. That's a hard shot. I thought she might have been just a little bit more positive than that.
I'm thinking she may have been worried about getting her closest bowl there.
Yes, could have run that off. It's very difficult to draw there, though, when you're trying to get within 2 inches of the jack. Just waiting for confirmation. Just the one shot.
1 shot, Janice Gower.
Set score 2-1 after 3 ends.
So has your elite squad been announced yet for the Commonwealth Games?
We're a few weeks away, Corky. We're, I think, at the end of January. They're announcing the the squad, so it'll
Full
be
squad.
interesting to see who comes into that.
And also probably to see as well, and this is be the interesting bit, really who comes in for such a prestigious one when it's going to be held in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously hoping that my name's on that list. I very much hope I'm on that list. But, you know,
Because
selection's
there could
a
be a
funny
mutiny
thing.
at Bulls Australia if you're not.
Oh, you never presume. But look, to be honest, I wouldn't imagine that there's going to be a lot of change after a fairly successful World Championships in New Zealand recently.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Your squad went very well, as expected. Very impressed by some of the players down there. Australian players were well drilled, as always, but the fast greens really do suit, and even more so when it gets to Broadbeach.
Yeah, I think the Broadbeach greens don't run as quick as New Zealand. They are very different. New Zealand's quite flat, can run up to sort of 18, 19 seconds, whereas I'm imagining Broadbeach may run sort of up to sort of 16 seconds, which is for our viewers at home, but it's still very quick.
Yes, but a nice pace, more like this actually, out here. So, Janice has made the adjustment, just rolling up to the jack.
Last bowl, 1 green.
And interestingly, a lot of the players have been playing a longer length from what I've seen in the event so far.
Yes, I'm preferring this backhand towards the commentary box as well. Needs to hurry. Let's get the wrong side of the ball.
I actually opted for the forehand coming
10
back to the
inches
commentary
short of
box
jack
because it was a little bit wider and I felt it was a little bit easier to
10
get back
inches
to the
past, but the
line.
gaps
The
was
hand that the
closer.
girls are playing on the backhand back to the commentary box is quite flat.
Yeah, so when we say flat for everybody, so it means that it's just a very steady hand and that everything has to be more or less right to draw. Whereas the forehand lends itself to playing a little bit of extra weight. It will come in, albeit eventually. It's a very accurate rink, this. Yes, a few of the players have played off the forehand, not many. A lot depends on the strength of the bowl they're using as well. A wide bias bowl is generally accepted as being the best when you're here. This is close. This is very close. Needs to hurry to touch it out, and it should drop. It isn't at the moment. There it goes.
2 red.
That drop out made the double. Very hesitant to move, but eventually it got there. We're still waiting. There we go.
Janice opting just to probably just draw this one, Corky. Just second shot's very good for her here.
Second shot would be excellent under the circumstances. Looks good for it. Could possibly get the shot. Just dropped in.
1 red.
I would be very careful about this. 1 red.
Green ball does appear to be past the jack as Ellen plays this shot.
Yes, it is. Makes it a little bit safer. She just doesn't want to fall on the side of it and lift it a little bit. So she's been, yeah, good idea. Erring on the safe side.
1 shot,
It's
Ellen
fair
Faulkner.
to say. And it's 9 hands. Different than the
Set
21 up
score,
game or the
3-1
25 up
after
game where
4
you can
ends.
maybe take the odd risk here and there. But 9 hands in the first set that you really want to win. Just have to, when you're laying the shot, sometimes be very careful. You want that board to be ticking over.
Yes, getting singles and ticking the ends over is all you need, really. It's those multiples that you don't want to drop in a game like this when the ends go so quickly.
Jack length, 26
Well,
metres.
it's
26.
getting time for me to interrogate you a little bit on the new techniques that Bowls Australia have brought in for their elite squad. Always willing to learn things like that.
Interrogate away.
I wouldn't do that to you. One of our favourites in the World Bowls Tour, Mark McMahon, was part of the Australian support squad. Really good to see Mark. Spent quite a few hours with him, different venues. Excellent player. Got to the World Final one year.
Yes, we're very lucky to have Mark on board as our resident sports psychologist, and what a bowls brain he has as well. He's played on this portable rink many, many times, and you know, we're very, very fortunate to have him on our team.
I can't possibly mention all the rest of the support squad because there's just too many of them.
Yes, names that our viewers may know: Steve Glasson, Kelvin Kirko, both selectors. Steve's head coach of our Australian team.
Anything behind is good. Don't want to be dropping short after a good first one. It's not like her.
And a nice change of length from Ellen too. She's 26 metres is the jack length.
Well, it's not bad. It's a decent second.
1 red. 3 feet.
3 feet short.
The shorter lengths are definitely more difficult, I think, Corky, for the line on this rink.
Yes, they're actually a valuable tactic. A lot of people might think that the shorter the jack length, the easier it is. It's not the case.
18 inches from jack high.
Portable rink, it's you're just touching the ball away, but at the same time, it's not so fast that you still have to arrive at it.
Janet just wanting another 2 feet of weight on her last bowl. Looks to be good.
There's always a temptation to overcorrect, but good back position here, and Ellen might have to think about this. She's going down to have a look.
Ellen opting for the backhand here, just adding another shot.
2 red.
Will we see Janice play some weight here, Corky?
Well, there's no reason not to. She was and still is a crime green player on occasions, and they're very attacking. So that's interesting weight, but she's very close to this. Just got her own. Unlucky. Going to be 3.
Three shots, Ellen Faulkner.
Set score 6-1 after 5 ends.
Well, we can welcome back our viewers from BBC Scotland as we arrive in for this Ellen Faulkner Janice Gower match. 6-1 after 5 ends, and in the commentary box with me is the outdoor world champion, double world champion, Karen Murphy. And if anyone in Scotland didn't see the previous match, it was a fantastic one with
length 29
Charles
metres, 29.
Bentz against Nicky Brett, all the way to the last bowl in the third end of the tiebreak. but that's all I'm going to tell you.
Ellen opting for a bit longer length of jack this time.
I always like having world champions beside me in the comedy box in case I say something wrong, and I'm sure you'll keep me right.
I'm just wondering if Ellen's mixing the length up here just to throw Janice off. Some players can be real rhythm players and get into a rhythm. They take their line from the same spot, often if the jack's in the same place.
Yours is 3 feet, Janice is 2'6".
Not a bad tactic to adopt.
Good tactic. It's quite often also where people play long ends and then they move the mat up to full short length. I'm more in favour of a couple of metres just to jiggle it around a little bit rather than a dramatic change. I think sometimes the opposition cannot catch on to that just a little bit too easily. But you have to get close, and Ellen's dropped 2 short balls here. If you're going to change any lengths, you must get in.
And a great opportunity for Janice to really get to that jack first.
Just sneaked in. So plenty of room for Ellen Faulkner to get in. Think about changing her hand, possibly. Yes, she has. Coming in off a high line. This ball's doing a bit of work. Needs to hurry, though. 3 short balls, Karen. That's very dangerous. Put a lot of pressure on yourself going into your last delivery. A little bit surprised she changed because there was still plenty of room.
Always seems a little bit heavier towards the tees. I think the air conditioning does affect it down towards the tees. A couple of feet more than you think. Oh, this is a good shot from Janice Gower. Really consolidating the end here.
2 green.
2 green, and when you lose a 3, the first thing you want to do is pick at least 2 of them back again. Well, certainly changing things. Second ball.
1 green.
Just push it out in the wide side. That would eat up all the weight.
1 shot, Janice Gower.
So a single to Janice Gower. She needed that. Couldn't afford to lose any more shots with 3 ends to go. 4 behind. Yes, the crowd, still a little bit of movement. People coming and going. Hasn't quite filled up again after the previous match. They've been thoroughly entertained over the last few days. Quite a few standing ovations for the matches and the players.
Jack length 28 metres, 28.
Judy Potter, I think she watches more balls than I do over the last 2 weeks. Floral jacket. Cerise background. She doesn't give me a list, Karen, I just recognise them. That's all.
She's always immaculately dressed. Here's Mrs. Potter. It's lovely to see her here watching the bowl. She's been here quite a bit.
Yep, she has. She loves it.
Janice looks to be a little bit better than her first bowl here. That's the shot.
Five inches from Jack high.
Ellen still opting to stay on the forehand. Has got a nice close bowl in reply to Janice Gower's last bowl. Still possible to draw it just around the green bowl.
Needs to hurry to stay on the line. Start to dip away.
One green.
So, young Ellen, you've been doing some work with her?
Yeah, she plays at my club out of Cabramatta in Sydney, and we've become very good mates, actually. She's a really, really nice young girl, and yeah, I sort of find myself as a mentor, I suppose, and you know, really love to see her doing well. She's got lovely manners, and you know, she's just got a really nice demeanour on the green.
Yes, she's had some success down there, of course, and good to see her up here. It's we sort of take note of people that are doing well. I must admit, I do keep a very sharp eye on what's happening down the Southern Hemisphere.
She's certainly one to watch, Ellen Ryan. I don't think it'll be too many years before we see her in the green and gold colours.
This doesn't look right. It's under. Surprised at that because everything was to be gained by reaching that head. And Ellen is an attacking player, but she can't afford to start being negative.
Half past.
No, 2/3 shots. Well worth reaching. No, that's 3. Surely she must play the runner at this. As long as she's not narrow, Karen, she's safe.
Yeah, it's a fairly big target. I think Ellen will reach this. She's just lost away a little bit with her weight.
Certainly looks no. If she's able to get into that ball, you're coming on to the other one. Possibly all 3 a go. Straight jack through is also an option. Could play the same shot in the backhand. It's available both ways. Depends what she prefers. Some people prefer backhand when they're running balls.
Probably more chance to get to the jack on the forehand.
Yeah, going backhand, coming across the middle of the rink, it has a tendency to dip if you go down the line. Doesn't want to be wide. Ooh, I think that's a fortuitous result if she's able to take 2 off. Might still be 2 green.
One shot, Janice Gower.
Just the one. Fortunate. Just to get the flick, Karen.
Yeah, stayed in the head well.
Score 6-3 after 7 ends.
Ellen will know she was on the wrong side of the jack.
I like the weight she used when she played that weighted shot. It's a lot easier to go firmer than swingy weight.
Good strong weight. Absolutely. You know, you don't want to be playing the Mickey Mouse yard on, 2 yards on in a situation like that. The hands just hold off. They don't do anything for you.
Far too difficult.
Jack length 26.5 metres, 26.5.
Well, it's not very useful, that one, in terms of where it's finished for Ellen, so move on to the other side.
Neither player's first bowl's been that effective in the last few ends.
Yeah, so that's where the singles really starts. The first bowl is a potent weapon if you can get it within 6 inches.
I think if you fail with your first bowl, you know, you're sort of chasing a little bit with the rest of your bowls. You know, you find it with your first one, you're every chance of repeating it.
Short-term memory and muscle memory.
One green. One green. 5 inches from jack high.
Janice Gowers played really well over the last couple of ends, putting some pressure on Ellen Faulkner. 2 ends to go, only 3 behind. Certainly nothing in this game so far.
It's a good second shot, actually, but won't help in terms of trying to get the number one.
6 inches past jack
The
high.
thing with Ellen is that
Just fallen down.
she's a very, very good
3 inches
conversion
past
player,
jack high.
good weight player, good tactical player, but you have to really get that draw ball going because you're not going to get out of trouble all the time.
Ellen Faulkner played some wonderful conversion shots last year. I watched it at home. It was a great display of you know, conversions, changing heads over, taking bowls out. You generally find the top female players in the world, Corky, have got very good drives and weighted shots as well as a good draw shot game.
Well, they have to get out of trouble. That's the thing, and it's something that is developed, of course. Something you learn. Ellen, well, she's trying the hard shot here. It's a low percentage shot.
Looks to be under at this stage.
Yep, sweeps away very quick. Back position's against her, so she has to be very careful. Quite nice weight for the shot. It's just it's very difficult to play. This is important, this one. Well, if it's only one shot, just try and draw this because you're still going into the last end 2 shots up. And you really don't want to make a mistake of taking your own ball out and losing an extra one.
Well, if Ellen is to draw this, I think the shot's on the forehand. Shot bowl looks to be just behind the jack. Just a nice, even draw shot.
Yeah, it's nothing too adventurous. Oh, she's well wide. Yep. I understand her taking that line. Doesn't mind losing a single. 3 singles in a row.
One shot, Janice Gower.
And the first set's so important, and
Set score 6-4 after 8
just one
ends.
count in the match so far, that treble on the 5th end for Ellen Faulkner.
And that end has really been the difference in the set so far.
Yes, Ellen Faulkner's husband, Chris. Good bowler in his own right, but I don't think he's going to win any arguments about the game around the dinner table.
I'm sure there's much
Jack
discussion
Lynn,
about
28
bowls around the dinner
metres,
table,
28.
Corky.
Oh, walk away from it. You work in it, you play it. Discuss other things. She goes back to Commonwealth Games in 2002. There was a heap of stuff before that for Ellen, but won a gold in Manchester. Has managed to win so many titles since then.
She beat the Aussie triples team, of which I was a member of, in Glasgow, in the triples for the gold medal playoff. And we still speak.
It was a fine performance. I remember it well.
No, they were amazing.
They did play well, I have to say.
Oh, wow.
So, good start by both players. Well, she's putting pressure on Janice Gowers, no doubt about that. Two very good first bowls. Needs a 2 for a draw. 3 to win the set, and Ellen's drawing has just gone off a little bit.
I think Ellen will be more than happy with a very good second shot here.
Yes, she's been searching a little bit. This one's dipping away. Just needs to stop. At least second.
One green.
She'll be happy with that.
An inch short of Jack High.
I can see the reason why, but just too heavy. Just trying to draw it on the backhand, reach the red ball, or turn the jack round the corner for 3. That danger will be there with the next one as well, so Ellen needs another ball in. Anything past the red one will at least have value. I'm not so sure. She couldn't cover both at the same time, Karen, so she needed another ball in. She needed cover at the same time. That's pretty good.
It's not bad there.
There's choices here. It looks like just a draw to it and drop in on the jack, a little touch for 2. Get the angle right, you make 3.
Janice has 4 timeouts remaining.
There is an alternative, of course, but I can't imagine her playing the running ball to run it off.
I think the draw shot's an easier shot.
In the area. Just not getting down on time.
One shot, Janice Gower. First set, Ellen Faulkner.
So Ellen Faulkner protects that 6-1 lead, wins the set 6-5. I'm very happy to do so, I'm sure. She'll tuck that one in her back pocket and feel, yep, I'm happy enough to take the set. Keeping her concentration as there's just a few people leaving the auditorium for a little break. They'll be back.
Jack length 28.5 meters, 28.5.
So, starting off second set. I think it's fair to say Ellen really needs to tighten up a little bit. That's a good first ball, but there just hasn't been enough of them.
Started the first set well, Ellen Faulkner, and probably just lost away with her weight a little bit towards the end of the first set. Janice came on to a good game.
Just keep that pressure on, force your opponent into playing the difficult shots. So all the hard shots, the little running balls, which are not only very hard to play, but they're low percentage and they affect your weight when it comes back to drawing again.
I think what Ellen Faulkner did well in the initial ends of the first set was her first bowl was very effective.
That's more like it.
Three feet.
Not far away, but it'll probably
Janice's
stop
last
Ellen playing the
ball.
backhand.
10 inches short of Jack High. 2 red.
Yes, the focus in Australia is very much on the development of the young players as well. You know, I did notice that. Even after India, where they were successful in some events, they got a silver in the triples, and the next year there was 2 of them gone. So there's that push always to develop the young players and move things along so that you're getting a life out of them.
Yeah, I think what we have got at the moment within the Australian team is a really good mix of experience and youth. We've got some really good young players coming through, and our experienced players aren't really, you know, that old, to be honest.
Not anymore.
Well, apart from myself.
Good ball from Janice Gower just to rest that off and drop in for the shot.
1 green.
Yeah, it's a good young fours you have as well, isn't it? And in New Zealand, they played well. They played well. Oh, she's got the edge, and that means, oh, well, that's actually a pretty good result in the end, because I thought the jack was going to go the other side, which really wouldn't have been beneficial.
3 red.
A little bit unlucky not to get the ball out absolutely clean. But she's line 2 or 3. It should be drawable. I think she's got about 2 or 3 feet all around the jack. Should be stopping just in time, I think. Get confirmation from our marker, Dan Blewett.
Red.
Well, that's tracked on a little bit, and he's marking the one underneath, which means that the first shot must be the red at the top of your picture.
Just the 1 red, I think.
To begin with. Oh, well, that's that looks like it's just about in for the second. It's certainly very close. You wouldn't walk away from it. Get the measure.
1 shot. Ellen Faulkner.
Ellen, of course, hasn't got the benefit of the rings, but I think it was definitely worth measuring.
Looked to be.
Don't think you would have walked away from that one, Karen.
No.
Quite generous. I have to say, our rings have been very, very accurate in this event, and so much so that some of the players have been saying to me, any chance of putting them on the big screen? I said, nope. Not going to happen. Sorry about that. It's a little toy.
28 metres, 28.
Well, years ago, we used to have a monitor at the end for the players to see where the shots lie. Obviously, the big screen here in the portable rink arena is also handy.
Yes, we've got the monitors at the other end, but of course you have to have the big jibs in for that. It arrives later. But they're not allowed to see our graphics. So
Can be very deceiving as a viewer to try and gauge how far away a bowl is on screen. Often is a lot closer than it looks on television.
absolutely. And the telestrator as well, just occasionally. Many years ago, it used to go up on the screen. I got some rare looks, I can tell you. That's been well protected now. Got about 4 different gatekeepers to make sure they don't see that.
This is a very good end from both girls, the second end.
2 red.
Sticking with the drop, you can see the jack. Any touching that will go to the green ball. Close with this. Very close. Yep, that looked good all the way. Really did. That's excellent bowling from both players. Single shot.
One green. You're both bowls are short of jack high. There's an inch gap, sorry, half-inch gap to the jack.
Well, what would you play here, David Corkill?
Anything up to it, be deep. If you're going to push it, you want to push it with a yard or two so it comes right out. If you miss it, you come into a good back position. 2-option shot. She's going deep with this one. That's very good. If you don't want to play the runner to stay on, which is very delicate, I have to say, and difficult. But I would be looking to see at the angles, so it's worth. Well, she has come down to have a look at it to see if there's anything about getting the green ball out. I don't think it's going without the jack. Good ball, but just leaves that a little bit wider. Green onto red doesn't help. Lots and lots of danger here for Ellen Faulkner. If she gets onto the green ball, this red ball is definitely disappearing, and the jack won't move at that angle. If she gets onto the red ball, it definitely will move, but there's also that risk of getting it wrong. It has to be plumb in the middle, can't be either side, and that's very narrow. As a percentage shot, it might be better just to draw this. The problem is that there's still another green ball to come, and if it goes right through, leaving a lot of room. She's on the forehand.
Ellen so far played quite a conservative game for her. Be interesting to see what sort of weight she plays to this.
Going for it. Needs her own ball. Yep, there's the danger. I thought that was a dangerous shot. It really was, and tactically that was not the place to go, because you were always taking your own ball out if you didn't get it absolutely right. And there's another ball to come.
2 green.
And given Janice at least a yard to count with her final bowl.
More than a yard, I would say. That's a good 4 or 5 feet away. And it's 4 or 5 feet away all round the jack, which means she's probably got the guts of 9 feet to draw this. Can't see making a mistake. Fairly straightforward to make the treble.
Looks to be good.
Yep. And tactics are so important, as you know, Karen, and that was sometimes just
3 shots.
with one against, you have to walk away. I think that's what I would have done there, just to try to draw that shot and said, well, if you can get another, if I miss it, you're doing well.
1-3 after 2 ends.
Instead of level. She's 2 behind now. Ellen Faulkner, defending champion. Static on the mat and play the jack like that. It's most unusual. No step out.
Yeah, like a fixed stance jack roll.
Jack length 28.5 metres. 28.5.
I don't think there's any other player I've seen do that.
And of course, Janice Gower managed to qualify in the main draw of the open singles here of the World Indoor.
Well, that gives more time on the green. It's well, on the carpet. I shouldn't say on the green, really. It's just old habits. But on the carpet, the more time, the more competitive matches. You can put hours of practice in, as you know, Karen, but the reality is there's nothing beats competitive matches.
No, that's definitely being put under that pressure in training is what you lack. These two girls, both very dedicated practices. They're always out on the rink, trying to grab every opportunity to get into rhythm, and they obviously both know this rink very well.
Much better start by Ellen Faulkner. That's more what we expect from her. Two really good first bowls.
2'6".
Of course, Janice Gower played Mervyn King in the first round. Played some good shots too. Very competitive.
Second set in particular, first set was fairly straightforward for Mervyn, but the second set was a different ball game.
1 red. Yes. 3.5 inches short of Jack High.
10-3 in the first set, but the second set, well, it's only 2 shots, 9-7. Mervyn was protecting a lead in that one. Good second shot, Janice Gower.
It's changed hands and just dropped a little bit short with that one, Ellen. She was out on the high side, on the forehand, back to the commentary box.
A lot of people have been doing that. It's something that's been quite noticeable, that when players have been changing to the forehand, unless they're playing an attacking shot, they've been dropping a yard short. And obviously that's not good. This is close. Well, that stops the easy draw. And just drop one in here, try and move it out on the high side, let it drift back. There's a shot on the other side, and that is to take the green ball out and lie for 3, but it's really not worth it. If you get that wrong, you could lose the shot. Well, she's playing the backhand, and this has to be absolutely perfect. I think she was being a bit careful. I think after the last end, she'd have been a little bit tentative about that, Karen, because a touch in the outside ball, that backhand holds off.
It does.
You have to think of the long game here. And
set score 2-3 after 3 ends.
Wait your chance for a really good opportunity for a conversion rather than a risky one.
Jack length 25 metres, 25.
Catherine Rednall, previous champion, of course, and waiting for her match. She'll be getting changed for this evening. A quick snack, no big meals before matches.
No, definitely not. No big bowl of pasta prior to a match.
It's not clever. A lot of carbs in there. It's very hard to shift those. So something light.
Looks to be better with this one, Ellen Faulkner. Very good correction. Corrected her weight well. Played a very good line with the first
2
bowl.
inches short of Jack High.
Side toucher. Need a contact on the ball. Even the outside of the ball would be good, and Jack will spring. You mentioned Cabramatta in Sydney.
Yes.
Played there a long time ago.
Yes, my home club.
I think I played a lady in one of the championships. It was a mixed event, and it was Merle Richardson.
Mm.
He was a top-class Australian lady player at the time.
Yes, Mel Richardson, OAM, came from the same area as myself, a Wollongong girl.
Beautiful green. Beautiful
red.
greens, really. Really enjoyed them. Target here, second shot. Just running through, giving it a chance really to get to the bowl of the jack. No point in being short, but this is a good opportunity here for Ellen Faulkner just to drop another one in. Try and reach the green bowl.
Well, anything past the green bowl is still a good bowl. Good cover bowl in case Janice decides to place some weight to this head.
That's what she was so far away from the jack, that was quite deliberate. Still think there's a forehand shot on here because there's a double opportunity. I'm just looking at this, Karen. You know, it's good on there. If he misses it, you get to there, second shot. Potential of jack moving across and dropping into this position. So, you know, I think it's a double opportunity in the forehand if you want to reach it. If it's a draw, then it's on the backhand.
Looks to be on the high side of it if it's a draw shot.
It's just pushing through.
2 shots, Ellen Faulkner.
I think with that sort of weight, the forehand was a better opportunity. It really was. And there was a big sweep on that forehand. More to do with percentages than anything else.
Set score 4-3 after 4 ends.
Top players are always looking for percentages. May not always be the most obvious shot, but they work out which one will give them the best opportunity for a change rather than the perfect result.
Jack length 27.5 metres, 27.5.
Ellen's first bowl, some 2.5 feet past. Bit of a loose one from Janice Gower. Well, on holding 2, but maybe not as close as she'd like.
Well, they're just a distance away, aren't they? Indoors, so much about close bowl accuracy. There's the number 1.
On the green. The gap to the shot, 18 inches.
Well, it's not too much of a correction on her last bowl for Ellen Faulkner.
Still running. It's good grouping, but you don't want them 2 or 3 feet behind the jack, and this is a chance now.
The gap is 18 inches.
Well, a great opportunity for Janice Gower to consolidate this head. Looks to be on a good line. Needs to run. Just pulling up short. Well, opportunity lost there.
No, 1 green.
1 green, goodness me. And the only danger here for Ellen is to move on to that forehand. Too many balls are dropping short. Can still come around it on the backhand if she wants it, but the open hand's on the fore. Perfect trail shot, but you just draw it really, Karen, don't you? You draw it and hope to hit the jack.
Yeah, I think so. The draw shot's on. You try and trail it, you'll run through.
Needs to hurry though. So many balls are just dropping 2 feet short in this hand. Even inside, I don't think that's going to be enough. Nope. Missed the chance.
1 green.
Anything up to the green ball and past it was good.
This is a great opportunity for Janice Gower to add another shot here. Holds the shot, would take it at 4-all, adds another, would put her ahead in this second set.
It's number 2 coming in. Let's run through a little bit. No, looks like it might be just the one. I think they'll measure this one because it's certainly a lot closer than some of the others. But
1 green and measure for second.
That really was a bit of a loose head for Ellen, but I think the last ball, just so many opportunities to play slightly through it. You know, if you miss it, you miss it, but really wasn't dead weight she was looking for. It was something a foot or so behind the jack. There we go with our little box measure. We love that. First invented in the early 1900s, would you believe? It's only been tweaked a few times since because it's fundamentally been the same.
1 shot, Janice Gower.
As our rings are right again. They're very accurate.
Set score 4-4 after 5 ends.
Coloured bowls, of course, just the norm now in almost every country. Very rarely see black or brown bowls now. Composite bowl, of course, not lignum vitae, which was used for many, many years.
Jack length 28 metres, 28.
And composite was developed in Australia.
There you go.
Did you not know that?
I didn't know that.
Well, do you know why?
No.
Lignum vitae became so expensive to import duties that they had to find an alternative for making bowls.
Wow.
So they developed the composite bowl through Dunlop, and that's where it was done back in about the 1930s, a long time ago. And we went through that with the Lignum Vitae. Was a super lovely looking bowl. You can get them in the odd time in presentation sets and stuff, and they're very pretty. But moved on to the phenolic resin, more melamine now, and of course they're all computer turned. Previously they were done in lathes. Big history bowling in Australia, of course. Most major cities will have a bowls club in every corner. And a few out in the bush as well.
Yeah, you don't find our bowling clubs have massive membership like you would think because there are so many clubs out there.
Yep.
You hold.
Our club at Cabramatta probably has around
4 inches past jack height.
55 competitive ladies at our club and probably, say, 70 odd ladies, sort of social players, including the social players, but not a massive membership.
How many greens?
We've got a lovely carpet with a roof over the top and 2 other grass greens.
Wow. For such a small membership, that's incredible.
Obviously have the powerhouse clubs of Marylands and St John's Park, only within minutes drive.
There's 1,400 members in my indoor club.
1,400. Wow.
Even winning a club title's a major achievement. That's men and women, of course, both, but not
So
easy.
now one green.
Women's section's quite
green.
small in comparison to the men. Strong club, though. Anyway, back to the balls. One shot to Janice Gower at the moment, with Ellen just trying to drop in on the green. A touch and a jack would be good. Anything over the weight, she gets the back one. Oh, not the gap. Well, Janice would be well served to think about this.
You're an inch short of jack high.
You really should be covering on the backhand.
Well, if you cover on the backhand, you make Ellen Faulkner draw it. Still thinking.
It's a backhand cover shot because anything past the red ball will be third, and that's important.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that covers the trail.
Definitely.
Well, it's still there. Missed the chance. Not easy for Ellen, but she needs to arrive at this one. Similar chance in the previous end, so this is one she really needs to take.
Not a lot of danger there either, Corky.
Nope. Well, she's on an inside line, so she has to have the weight to hold it. Sure if that's enough. But fuller contact in the jack was worth 3.
One shot, Ellen Faulkner.
Just enough to get a single.
Has 2 timeouts remaining.
But an inch away from picking up a good count.
After 6
Inch away from being perfect, but still wins the end. She was unlucky not to get that full jack to the back of the rink.
Jack length 29 metres, 29.
We're back to that first ball again now. 29-metre jack length. Bouncing about a bit.
There's been nothing in this second set. Well, Ellen Faulkner will be very happy with that opening bowl of the 7th end of the second set.
Well, your opponent drops one short and you've got one in, you have to add another.
You sort of, yes, as soon as your opponent drops one short, Ellen will be very keen to get to the mat, I would think.
Well, you want to get that pressure on early. Needs to hurry with this. Don't think she's going to make it. Oh, that's a missed chance.
3.5 feet.
You really should be putting your opponent in trouble there. Now she's got a straightforward yard on the last ball. Finding the middle of the rink, so the line's not a problem. My goodness, Karen, what's going on?
Yeah, short bowls. Often think when you play a good one with your first bowl, I know I'm guilty of this at times, my second bowl it can be quite short because I think you put so much emphasis on your first bowl and importance on it that you sort of ease off when you do play a good one. But you know, it's there to be, you know, to play a good one and consolidate the head, which he has done with a third bowl, Ellen Faulkner.
Exactly. You're sort of thinking to yourself, that should have been the second one.
Yep.
I know we can sit here and be perfect with every bowl, but it's about giving opportunities to your own, your own ability. The ability's there. You just have to think about it. That's all. And when you're thinking about it, the shot clock's running down, so that doesn't help either. Very easy to rush these things. On the forehand, good chance with this one. It's coming in well. Got the jack. Yep, there it goes. Look good all the way with that.
One green.
A nice piece of weight there from Janice Gower. Perfect to get to the jack.
The 4-inch gap, and it's 8 inches short of jack high.
Let's just take a wander up. Use up the last 10 or 12 seconds and call it.
Timeout called.
That's
Ellen has 2 timeouts.
Nice trophy, and I'm sure Ellen would love to get her hands on that with back-to-back wins. But she's got a lot of work to do here.
Well, I think it's just a backhand draw, Corky, for Ellen.
I can't afford to play anything more than that, because if she's going to lose a shot this end, she wants a good second, and at the moment they're 2.5 feet away.
She's probably thankful it's on the side of the rink that she has been playing.
Oh, I'm surprised at this. I really am. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't think that's the right shot, Karen. I really don't, because the bowl out clean was good, the jack in the ditch was wonderful, but...
One green.
You know, it's one green, and she has a mountain of room to draw for the next one, and it was just hard enough for she to put a good draw ball in. You know, it's a... I think there's been 2 or 3 tactical choices here which, you know, it's looked at the absolute result but not looking at the overall match.
Yeah, Janice's last bowl here has got quite a lot of room to draw another one, which she has.
And Ellen's really gifted her another shot. She did that in the second end as well. She gifted her 2 more shots, so in many ways, instead of being level, Ellen really should have been 2 or 3 shots up.
2 shots, Janice Gower.
Not like Ellen, she's
Set
normally...
score 5-6 after 7 ends.
Normally using the tactical side of the game, favour herself, but it's just the characteristics of the portable rink, that's all. Well, not much really there, a couple of 25 or 125, 127, but mainly on the longer jack lengths.
Jack length 28 metres, 28.
Generally around that 28-metre mark.
It's getting late in the day to bring the mat up and play 23 or 24, but might be needed. Particularly if we're heading for a tie break.
And off to a good start is Janice Gower on this end. Should be well happy with that one.
Good reply.
Janice just looking for a bowl similar to her first one. Something to sort of fatten up the target. Just short.
Ellen was thinking about the last end there with her second bowl. Conscious of the fact she didn't want to drop short, but at least it's valuable back there.
Yeah, good position bowl.
Well, there's a chance. Really needs to get this in. Extend to the last end. Wants to be carrying a bit of a lead into it.
Needs another close bowl. Is Ellen Faulkner.
Touching the jack actually wouldn't do her any harm. I think she's just been a little bit unlucky and run off it. But difficult one here for Janice Garr. She has to decide what to do.
Hasn't made Janice's task any easier though, Corky.
No, it hasn't.
2 inches short of jack.
If anything, there may be a gap between the jack and the bowl now.
Not only that, but if she touches the outside of the red bowl, it'll spring across for 2. She has to get it really on the inside edge. You get that, you're likely to hit the jack. It's more or less touching. That's close enough to make no difference. You hit that bowl, that's going to spring. So that's why she was playing the backhand. Now this is a chance for Ellen Faulkner. She must make up her mind what to do, but it's a good positive draw. Rest the green bowl out. Just touch the outside of the edge of her own bowl and she'll make 3. But she doesn't want to go in a one-end shootout. Oh, will this get back? Needs to bend, and bend quickly. It's good for 3. That's exactly what she had to play, and that was a big ball, and she played it very, very well.
Perfect weight.
3 shots, Ellen Faulkner.
Set score 8-6 after 8 ends.
Well, there's been a few opportunities for Ellen in this match, certainly in the second set, and that's the first one she's really grasped. And good timing to do it.
Just a matter of winning the end. It's all about taking those opportunities when they arise.
Jack length, 28.5
Been nothing
metres,
between these two
28.5.
players in the second set. They've both played well.
Yes, I think it's when you make mistakes the odd time and sort of gift shots away that it really hurts, and then you reflect on that. And Ellen's mentally very strong, so she wouldn't have been thinking too much about it, but you're always conscious of that fact, that's all.
Janice looking to draw a toucher or just past the jack here, nothing for short. Left it short. It's a good bowl in the head.
That's a good start, really, for both players, but Ellen seems to have just upped their game in the last few ends, Karen. That's a very good ball.
Oh, when you
It's now short.
when you're
20
chasing
inches from
shots
jack high.
like Janice, she cannot afford to be short here. Just a confident draw down on the back end. Very
Well,
good.
It's a very good ball, but it's actually not what she wants. It really isn't. You know, she needed to be probably 2 feet heavier than that. You know, she just drew it, and really you have to be through it, because if you're looking for 3 shots,
You need to give yourself some room to be able to draw another couple.
you have to give yourself a chance with the last ball to trail something or turn a ball out. Just something to make a difference, that's all.
Timeout called. Ellen has 1 timeout remaining.
There's a hard shot available to turn the jack for the green, but if I was Ellen here, I'd be very tempted just to play to it, because if Ellen crunches the jack against the green, that's more or less over. Only danger is she doesn't want to bring it out into the open. That's the only thing, really doesn't. So high line draw would be useful. I like my high line drift shots. Get them out there. Let the bias take effect. Here it comes now. Let it drift right in again. She's calling it to hurry. All right. It's not ideal because it gives the shoulder to chance to play through it, but she knows if she plays it now and misses, that's it. It's more or less over. No way of getting a 3. I think she has to try it.
Yeah, definitely the inside of the red bowl. One bowl onto the other to stay. It's the only thing she's got on.
Cool. Janice has 1 time out remaining.
So, good arriving draw at this to use the shoulder, take the red ball out, lie 2, give herself a chance with the last one. Yeah, good effort. It's in the head and it's a good effort.
Probably lacking a fraction of weight, Torquay, I think.
Yeah, just needed 2 feet more, and if it had been 2 feet more, it wouldn't have got back.
Timeout called. Ellen has no timeouts remaining.
Still choices and there's still chances. Ball on the ball, rock off it under the red, you make a 3. Interesting to see if she decides to go deep with this over to the side or just try and drop in that gap. Drops in the gap, it's all over. That would be a fantastic ball.
If she gets any movement on her own bowl on the way in there is also a good result for Ellen Faulkner. Just slipping past.
Yeah, can't blame her. Well, the shot is definitely there. There's no doubt about it. You get into the inside of that, get into the ball. You get a half ball. That goes out. You try and get off the angle onto the red ball. And that would really kill it. That's the other target ball.
Timeout called.
So
Janice has no timeouts remaining.
Can't say it's not possible, it is. Not the easiest of chances, but probably better than what you might have expected.
Doesn't really want any jack movement. Can't afford any jack movement there.
Now, the angle's there to take the 2 reds out and stay. But you will need to push through it with 4 or 5 yards of running.
Well, she's certainly given it a chance.
Yeah, good effort.
One shot, Janice Tower. Second set
Just the
out.
one shot. Ellen Faulkner, defending champion, still in the mix. Makes her way into the final. Good game, but Ellen just had too much in the tank in the end. 6-5, 8-7. Good match, but it was quite interesting at times, really, Karen. There's some very good balls, but there was also some opportunities. So confirmation 6-5, 8-7 for Ellen Faulkner over Janice Gower. She goes into the final. We'll wait to see who she's going to play after this evening's game. But Ellen will be delighted. And defending your title, it's always nice to get to the final stages and get to relive the opportunity of last year playing into the final. Well, Ellen got off to a good start, some lovely draw balls coming in, but instead that, Janice Gower was in the mood to put up a good defence, but just got her own ball there. Missed out on the running one. Janice in a bit of trouble in that end. Ellen concentrated on the draw, but overall I think Ellen just shaded it enough to to justify going through to the final, and she will be very, very pleased.
Yes, every